Hello. My name is Shelly Leonard, and I'm honored to be here today. I want to admit to you all that when I was asked to do this testimonial, I was surprised and nervous. I was surprised because I've never been asked to speak about myself at church, and I was nervous because I'm kind of a private person, and people don't always believe that about me because I'm a middle school guidance counselor, and sometimes they get goofy. And to be honest, I'm perfectly fine speaking in front of a group of 10 to 14-year-olds, but adults are a completely different story. So for now, I'm just going to picture you all as early adolescents. It'll help me. It'll help me. Okay, so after giving it some thought, although speaking at church in front of all of you is a bit nerve-wracking, it's actually part of what I really love about First Church. First Church is a place that challenges my boundaries and helps stretch my spirituality. And I think Advent is actually the perfect time to reflect upon my past and shine a light on where I'm headed in my spiritual journey. Religion has always played a central role in my life. I was raised Catholic and went to Catholic school for several years. And I have some truly wonderful memories of church as a kid. I remember the beautifully intricate paintings of the angels and the saints. I remember the enchanting smell of the incense that wafted before me from that golden canister. I remember being sprinkled with the holiest of water, hoping beyond hope that the priest's aim would be good enough that day to hit me so that I would feel truly blessed. I remember singing beautiful hymns while studying the statues of Mother Mary and Jesus, trying to soak in every detail of them. Most of all, I remember feeling a deep connection to God every time I walked into church. Every time I knelt down in prayer, it felt like I had a direct and open line to Him. My faith grew, and my love for God grew. I always felt at home in the Catholic Church. I liked the structure and the routine, and I felt like I could walk into any Catholic church anywhere in the world and find comfort in that routine. But things began to change for me when reports came out in the news highlighting the long-standing abuse by adults in power and the cover-up by the leaders of the church. These stories broke my heart. I tried not to blame all for the acts of few, but the few seemed to become many, and the gruesome truth spread across our country and across continents, and my church would never be the same. I struggled. I took a hiatus from church, but not from God. I prayed, and my faith grew. I think it was becoming a wife and mother that made me reevaluate things. I had been questioning so many practices of the Catholic Church, beyond the abuse, the blatant gender inequality, the church's stance on marriage, sexual orientation, divorce, and so on and so on. The list of things that I disagreed with grew and grew. And I can remember some homilies where I sat shifting uncomfortably in my seat, particularly when the priest would read a message from the diocese that focused on a stand that we Catholics were supposed to take at the polls. I was angry that my sanctuary had become a place of politics and judgment, where my husband and I had to squeeze hands to get through the moment. I didn't feel that church was something to get through each week. One day that stands out in my mind, my family was sitting hostage to a particularly challenging message, and I actually fantasized about hopping up on my pew bench all Hulkamania style and shouting, "No more! No more!" and turning around and saying, "Who's with me, people?" And who's with me? And jogging out of the church with all the parishioners following me. But I didn't do that. And a piece of me still regrets not doing that. I know I needed to take a stand, but I took a stand in a different way. I left. my family and I left. I wanted better. I wanted a church that represented my God. I wanted a church that believed in doing God's work. I wanted a place of love and acceptance, a place where I could bring my family, where my kids could learn and grow in their faith. And we found First Church. First Church has given us that. Here we have found our church home. I want to thank Pastor Robin for inspiring me with her words each week, because I'm a person who sits somewhere over there and jots down notes of the things that I want to take with me each week. And I thank you, Pastor Robin, for that. I want to thank all of you for welcoming me and my crazy family to your church. I appreciate all of you and how you make this place a community. Since joining First Church, our kids have shared many great stories of the things that they've learned in Sunday school. My daughter Sadie and I were able to volunteer at a shelter for homeless families. I've been able to pack welcome boxes for Syrian refugees at the Islamic Center with some amazing women. We've attended a gala. We've hosted a coffee hour together. My husband was a wolf. And one day I aspired to attend the La Romana trip. My friends now often say to me, "You seem really to love church. What kind of a religion is it?" And I say, "It's the kind where you love God and you work towards creating heaven on earth." And they pause, and I chuckle because I don't feel that I need to put a label on how I practice my faith anymore. I just know that God wants me to be here. I feel that deep inside, and I want to thank you all for making that possible. I want to thank you for welcoming us to your church community, and I want to thank you for helping to challenge my boundaries and stretch my spirituality. Thank you.